welcome back everybody to my next review. Today we're taking a look at the Dominion Owen escape pack, where I'm finally going to get a taste of the atrociraptors and some other figures in this pack as well. I'm pretty excited for this, so let's just dive on in and take a look at the box art. So of course it's the standard Dominion packaging. We got Rexy. We've got the big old Dominion logo. Owen escape pack and in a bunch of different languages. Choking hazards and warnings. Dominion logo there with the cool swirly pattern. Of course, showing to scan into the facts app and showing all the figures and talking about utility tools and stuff. Owen escape pack, Dominion logo, more choking hazards and warnings. Here, of course, my favorite part, which is the Pyroraptor Dominion logo and more labeling at the top, and at the bottom, bunch of legal garbage that we don't need to take a look at. I do want to show though, I did upgrade my setup so it's a little bit smaller. The crown looks a little bit cooler and stuff, so yeah. So yeah, let's just get into it with these scissors. I need the scissors, which I probably will. Yeah, this seems to be the... Oh no, it's one of these. It's glued, which means I have to nail the box. I'm gonna get rid of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's gonna be recycled, but I really was hoping to cut it open nice and clean for the review, but nope, that ain't happening. All right, who cares? It's just a box. No one really cares. Let's finally take a look at the packaging and something I also didn't notice about the box. It's from the chase scene from the movie where they're running along the beach. This guy obviously wasn't here. But the atrociraptors were chasing Owen on his motorcycle around the beach. So that's really cool that this is actually, they did that. You know, you got nice, beautiful waves and a bunch of footprints and stuff. It looks actually really beautiful. You can actually use these things for like diorama if you want. Probably not gonna end up doing that. But we've got all our figures in the packaging. So we're gonna start by getting out, Red here. Originally I was going to get the Tiger, the extreme damage one to review, and I still will eventually, so I can get the whole atrociraptor squad and stuff. But, we're taking a look at Red, and I don't know, it's like Panthera or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just gonna call her Panthera, you know, like a panther. So, nice, we'll do a couple quick measurements on this as well. I do want to give a couple warnings. These ones are not the sightliest ones. The Tiger and Ghost are the best ones. You can see the base molded plastic here, like for, it's extremely tight now. Hold on, let me loosen that up a little bit, you know. I'll take a look at articulation later, but we gotta move Panthera over here for a bit. Yeah, let's just move her over to the side over here. Let's get, Red. Let's get Panthera out now. Yeah, the base molded plastic here. Nothing really special about that. Oh yeah, that's so much nicer moving job, bro. That is smooth. That's what I wanted. Of course, you do get the weird crouching mold, so I wish they would just give you this mold since there is like all but Tiger are this mold, except for Panthera. So I wish they would have all been this, because the atrociraptors or raptors never do this ever, like in any movie ever. So a little bit, it's kind of annoying that they do that, but okay. So now that we got Red, Panthera over here, of course we're going to have to get the little Carno, which in the movie, the demon carnotaurus or whatever, was actually bigger than like Toro and stuff. Most of the carnivores from the original, like from Fallen Kingdom, I mean. So I don't know why they made this one really tiny, but it's a baby apparently. Of course, we'll take a look at this stuff a little bit later in the video, but for now, I cannot wait to review this thing. And now finally, we're gonna need to use these scissors for something. It is a very small little utility tool because they don't want to call it a knife. Which, I mean, I know, that makes sense, you know, violence and stuff, but if it's super young kids who shouldn't be hearing knife or getting this toy, they've probably watched the movies, and if you can't say knife on the packaging or call it a knife, they probably shouldn't be watching it. Man, this knife is actually hard to get out. I gotta kind of like... By the way, did you like Dominion? Because if you did, let me know down in the comments. And what was your favorite part? Fine. Alright, we got this teeny little utility tool here. It's gonna get out of focus because it's so damn tiny, but okay. Now we get Owen. Helmet. This is it's not like a big set or anything, it's what I would call a jam-packed set. Like, it's pretty jam-packed, full of a bunch of different dinosaurs and little accessories and stuff. And let's get Owen and his motorbike. Yes, I did call it a motorbike. Oh no. You have got to be kidding me. There we go. Let's get this garbage out of here. Oops. Okay, so let me just do a little bit more snipping. Yeah. There's a lot of little plastic things here holding on Owen. I guess so he wouldn't fall in the packaging, but if he is like smacked in the packaging, like squished between a bunch of things, you know, I don't really think that's gonna have to be an issue to worry about. This is actually my first. I only started collecting a little bit ago, so this is my first Owen figure in the mainline. I do have the Animal Collection one, for of course the Animal Collection died, and they don't make them anymore. It's not gonna stand. Here, let's land it against red. It actually works. All the stuff here. Okay, so now that we have all these stuff out of the packaging, we're gonna go over paint job and everything we do in our reviews. So first, before we do that, I just want to take a second to say doing YouTube like this is my dream. I hope to one day also do like gaming videos and stuff, so I have a multi-thing channel, not just toy reviews. But like, yeah. My dream is to be a successful YouTuber and like make merch and just make people happy to watch my videos and stuff. So if you want to help me realize my dream, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for some more videos and to really help me out. Thanks. Now let's get into the review. I guess we'll start taking a look at, I don't want to say the worst part of the set, but not the least good part of the set. This is better to me than this tiny knife over here, but yeah. Okay, so taking a look at the figure, it is this like mustard yellow, but it's a lot like on camera, but it's a lot more like brioche colored. Like it's a lot more tan-ish in real life. It's kind of hard to see on here, but yeah. So anyways, you do get this nice tan color with this lighter base plastic here. Just a base plastic arms for these things, so that's unfortunate. You do actually get a lot more paint on here than I would expect. You do get a little bit of an underbelly, and you do get like some paint all over here, and then you have some striping. It cuts, and then there's a little bit of striping here. I don't know how they do that. They could have just made it go here. Guess they were just a little bit lazy. But the eyes, let me get the camera thingy to focus here. All right, one eye's painted good. Both my eyes are actually painted really well on Panthera here. So yeah, we're gonna go into articulation and stuff in a little bit, but as you can see, inside the mouth is nice and pink. The roof of the mouth is just a base plastic in unpainted color. The nice cream teeth here, so moving Panthera out of the way. It doesn't have autofocus or anything. Next, we'll take a look at, I guess, Owen here. So of course he just has his nice, like, blue shirt. It doesn't really look like Chris Pratt, but you know, that's because it's a small little figure. So he does have his dark brown hair here, his nice dark shirt, and that sculpted detail on the jeans is actually like really good. And then of course he has his brown boots here and stuff. Yeah, so you actually can take the little tiny knife here and you can actually just slide it in here. The thing on the back looks huge, but it does, I guess, work. So yeah, we'll go into articulation in a little bit, but yeah. So next, I guess we can take a look at the little motorbike over here. It is a nice, shiny, like dark red. It does look orange on camera, but it's not, it's red. You do get, I think it's just sculpted and painted to look shiny. It's not like a real reflector or anything, obviously. And yeah, you do get all these nice inner workings and like engines and stuff here. The wheels do spin. The inside of the wheels is just like solid plastic and stuff. You have a place, you have a kickstand. I'm not sure if the kickstand actually moves. Oh, it does. That is awesome, actually. So, I guess that's good. And he does have little tiny pegs here for his feet to rest on. So, let's move this motorbike over here. Take a look at the helmet. It's just an unpainted, like just rubbery, like biking helmet, you know. It's pretty decent. It's nothing really that special. And all you do is you just take Owen and you just kind of push it down over his face. It actually looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, it's just like this. Looks funny. And then you just kind of get him in a, you know, seated position. Put his feet on there. And then, of course, like he wasn't in the packaging. Of course, I don't think he was even, like, on it too well. He was just strapped to it and stuff, so. Yeah, it doesn't work too well, but there we go. We have Owen on the motorbike, I guess you could say, over out here. Now, let's just focus back in on things. Next, we'll take a look at Red. The neck is pretty loose, but we'll talk about that in articulation. So Red is definitely the better atrociraptor of these two. Tiger is definitely my favorite, but yeah, while the mouth was actually open. Inside, not painted at the top. The tongue's painted, and of course the cream teeth. The eyes. The eyes are painted good on my atrociraptors. That always makes me happy. So Red is this orangish, rusty color here, obviously. And you do get this like tan color. It's more like this orangey tan color though. Going to the bottom, it does transition into this more base plastic color, of course. like the color of the bottom jaw, and then the rest of the tail is that. But there's actually paint on the tail, which is really nice. So, yeah, the sculpt is pretty good on these things as well. Like, you can see a lot of scale detailing here. It's pretty shiny, so you can't really see it. But I definitely prefer this sculpt over this sculpt. But I believe the extreme damage atrociraptor sculpt is the best one, and the arms are in kind of a weird, creepy looking position. That's just like for the atrociraptors, you know. So next, we'll talk about the king of the box himself. This is actually extremely heavy for such a small figure. This is just, we've never had like a no action feature, just articulated carnotaurus before, so this is really good. But he is this, or she rather, this, I don't know. It looks like a green on plastic, kind of like a green color, but it's actually more like a really dark blue. So yeah, it doesn't look like it does on camera. You do get this red, which is more of a brownie red in real life. The camera is not the best quality in terms of making an accurate color to how it actually is, you know, so whatever. And then no paint on the tail, but the sculpt is actually really good. You can see all the little osteoderms and stuff all over the body. And then he even has that broken horn right there. So yeah, that's really cool. Eye check. Yep, the eyes are painted really nicely. The inside of the mouth is not painted at the roof, of course, and you do get this nice tongue, I guess, and the cream teeth. And of course you do get this Dominion, like, little white speckling throughout. It's kind of hard to pick up here, but you can kind of see some on the belly there. I like the sculpt of these little hands. They're not the same arms we've got with the previous two carnotaurus, like the previous multiple carnotaurus, but same arms. It's the same two sculpts, but these ones are definitely a little less, look a little more chubby and stuff. Really cute. So yeah, I guess now that we've got this guy in hand, we just go ahead and show you the scan codes here. So pause it there if you need to take a picture of that one. I mean, the scan to the fax app. And yeah, that one if you need to. Okay, it should work. It's not the best quality, but it does pick it up when it focuses like really well, so. Sorry if my hands are shaking, which they are. Hopefully that can pick it up. If not, I'm sorry for failing you. Now, let's go into articulation. So I guess we'll start with the first thing we took a look at. So the mouth, of course, sorry. Okay, the mouth can open and close. The mouth can open about that wide and close like this. The head actually can look up, so it's not just a regular crouching raptor pose. It does have a pretty good neck articulation. And it can look for about there. Neutral pose is about there. The arms can move back and forth, although this one's pretty pointless to move at all. This one, yeah, it's just standard articulation. The legs can, of course, move back and forth. This one's like really nice, buttery smooth for some reason. They don't move it in and out or anything. And then really pointless tail swivel. So that's the Panthera sculpt for you. The mouth on this one is extremely tight, but it can open up about that wide. Can't close it completely flush for some reason. The head is looking up all the way. It can look down, up, down. So that's pretty good. The arms are really nice and smooth though, and can move all around because you know it's actually, yeah. And the leg is extremely tight. This one is less tight though, and no in and out, and pointless tail swivel. Carno over here, the mouth can open up that wide, close that flush. Look up, down, swivel. Oh yeah, the other ones definitely have swivel on their necks as well, so that's good. The arms can move back and forth, of course, out. Legs can move like this, back and forth, and in and out. Yeah, a little bit in and out. And of course, tail swivel. So, yeah. Before we get into other, like size comparisons and measurements and stuff, the best part of the set for me personally, the pros and cons of this set is, pro, you get a lot of figures. The only con really is that I don't like the crouching raptor hoods at all. But I love getting a human figure. Another con to add to my collection, Carnotaurus is my all-time favorite dinosaur, so yeah, I always love getting carnos. I guess we can do some measurements before we end the video with some size comparisons. So, little Panthera over here, the max length of this is about 7.5 inches, I suppose. And the top point on the tail is about 2.5 inches. So, yeah, pretty small because it's crouching. Now, this one's a whole different story. This red right here. So, the length is about 8 inches, slightly under 8 inches, about slightly over 7.5 inches. And then the height is about 4 inches. So that's nice. Little carno over here, you know, nice and good. It's about 10 inches tall, yeah. And the top of the head horn is about 4.5 inches. So, bringing in this little biker guy over here. Owen, of course, is probably the standard, like 4 inches or so. The bike is like 4 inches and tall, like 2.5 inches. Pretty short bike. Owen, oops, without the helmet, of course, because that's kind of raising his head up a little bit. You know, we don't want that. Cheating, no cheating. Come on, man, just stand. Oh my god, this bike legitimately doesn't do anything I said, because it's a bike and it's not a lie. And even if it was a real bike, it's also a toy. Go on the seat there. You know what? All right, how goes over there? Whatever. Yeah, like I said, about 3.5 inches. So that's about measurements done. Carefully, I don't want to knock it over. I have to start the whole video over, but I already opened it, so I couldn't unbox it. I would have to just review it. Don't want to do that. Or I just have to edit it out, but I'm not super good at that stuff. All right, size comparison time. Let's start off with Roland Tembo over here. He never saw these raptors or anything, these atrociraptors or anything, but there's him. Now, one of my favorite figures I have now, or at least of my newer figures, is this green velociraptor that came with Ian Malcolm. And that's just how you see how big the raptor is to the atrociraptor. It's definitely a lot better and more detailed than this atrociraptor, those ones in particular. Here is, I couldn't resist, I had to do it. This is Toro. He is definitely oversized to these people. The Fallen Kingdom one, I think, is probably the best one in terms of, you know, scale and stuff. So, but yeah, let's put that over there. The big baddie of Dominion herself. The Giganotosaurus. Damn, that thing's huge. It's small for a big carnivore figure, but it's huge compared to these figures. I reviewed this figure, I believe this was that's my last review. Definitely good figure. And of course, like usual, never fit on my review station, but it actually does this time. Therizinosaurus. Definitely, that's gotta be one of my top 3 Jurassic World figures that I own. Next, and actually, I believe, last, the queen of the Jurassic herself, the T-Rex. Definitely my favorite figure, Jurassic World figure that I do own, and it's massive, it's huge. I love the scale on this thing. Definitely scales better. Feet are huge, but it scales better in pretty much every other way. Yeah, so would I recommend this set? Well, I can definitely tell you guys, 9 out of 10 would recommend getting this set if you haven't already. So thank you very much for watching. Comment down below what you think I should review next, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys.